Quilters, welcome to the channel. I'm Penny D'Amicis. I'm the head designer here at Quilters. Today, I want to talk to you about art. Have you ever seen a beautiful piece of quilting fabric and thought to yourself, I could just hang that fabric up in my house and make it art? Well, I have a lot of art to buy for the retreat center, and it got me thinking, you know, I've seen some really beautiful fabrics and panels and things on the market lately that I would just hang up in the wall as is. And so today I want to do a little tutorial on how to do that very thing and show you a little of the results of some of the things that we've done here at the cabin. So if that's something interesting to you, why don't you stick around? Hi Quilters, I'm glad you stuck around to see what we have going on at the cabin today, and here is a little bit of what I have going on. Look at this beautiful, beautiful panel from Free Spirit. I'm going to toss it up on the cutting table here so you can see it. Look how gorgeous that is. So what I wanted to do was create a canvas rather than cutting this up and having to stitch it and sew it into a quilt and quilt it and bind it and hang it on the wall. I really wanted to create a canvas. So that is exactly what I'm going to do with this particular piece of fabric today. It's been done before. I have another piece of artwork that's already been done I'll show you in a little bit at the end of the video, that just is the perfect piece of art. And what I think is really cool is it's very easy to hang a canvas on the wall. It's very easy to pop it down if you really don't want to have it up anymore. If you want to do something with the fabric, you can just pop the staples out and take the fabric off and do something with it. It causes very little damage. You don't have to cut up the panel. You can, but you don't have to. So it gives you a lot of flexibility to having things on the wall. And these art canvases, which you can find at any major big box crafting store, I happen to get mine at Hobby Lobby on sale. It's a very large canvas. The one that I bought, I believe, is 30 by 40 inches, so it's a really big picture. But I really wanted to maintain the integrity of this piece. So here you go, guys. This is exactly what I bought. It's very hard to see on camera because it's huge, but it is a simple watercolor canvas. Let me turn it over so you can see the back. It already has the framing in it. It's got really good frame on it. It's very lightweight. I can hang it on the wall with just a simple nail if I wanted to, or I could put a cord on it. The canvas is already prepped and everything for me, and it's all ready to have my artwork stapled to it. So said this particular canvas is 30 inches by 40 inches. So I have this beautiful piece of fabric here, and I know I'm going to get questions, so let me read the selvage for you so you can see it. So let me pull the edge over. If you can see, I've just laid the fabric down over the edge of the canvas, and I marked it here with a Wonder clip. Can you see that? Where I just lay it here on the corner of the canvas, and that's about where I thought I wanted it to be. And if I just barely fold the fabric up over so I maintain as much integrity as possible, then I can get the other corner. Let's pull that up. And that's about right where I wanted it to be. And then I'll back up a little so you can see how I have it. So can you see how beautiful it's slightly, that blue area is slightly off center, which I really like. I laid it between these two clips right here, and I just got it even on the top. I think that would give us a great starting point on holding our canvas. So, hey Quilters, let me let you in on a little secret. I really enjoy making these videos for you, and I really hope you like them too. If you do like them, hit the thumbs up, and if you want more, definitely hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified when we put out new content. And thanks so much. Now back to the real stuff. So once I get the canvas right where I want it to be, I'm just going to put one staple in up here just to hold this corner, and then I'm going to very lightly move the canvas down to the other side, and I'm gonna pull the fabric nice and taut along the top edge to right at the same level, right at the same spot that I have all along the back. And then I'm gonna put another staple in right about there, right where I did before. And that holds my canvas. Now I have my canvas at the width that I want and clipped right up over. I don't need these wonder clips anymore. Let me see if I can pull the canvas over to the other side. Do you see how I have, as luck would have it, just about the same amount of fabric on this end as I did on the other end? And it's pretty darn even. So I'm just gonna pull the canvas up, pull the fabric up a little bit so it's nice and tight, and then I'm gonna put my staple in right about the middle. And then same thing, smooth it out to the edges and put a staple in, and it works pretty good. Making sure that my surface is nice and tight and also flat when I go to lay it down so that I get the staple in. And you can see here on camera, I got those staples in nice and they're not sticking up or anything. I'm gonna lift my canvas up and check from top to bottom that there aren't any wrinkles or puckers or anything like that, which if there's a couple of small spots, they're gonna get pulled out when I pull the canvas to the, when I pull the fabric to the other side. But this looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Nothing comes off, so I have a spot here on the top where I need to staple it, and right about, so I stapled on each corner on the side here, right here on the corner, and right in the middle and right in between, and that's probably enough, and that'll keep me from damaging the fabric. Like I said, if I decide later I want to take it off the wall and use it for a project, I can definitely do that. Probably be a little dusty, but easy to remove. And now the fun begins with the sides. So I'm going to start with the shorter side. I actually bought, I believe, 2 yards of this fabric, and you can probably see I have enough for a whole other canvas if I really wanted it. And what's really cool about this method, you don't have to buy as big of a canvas as I did. So the project that I'm going to show you that's up on the wall here in my little cottage, this one is a piece of yardage that was covered in sailboats. And so you can see here that what happened was we took a smaller canvas than this one, made a large print on the wall, sort of centered the boat, just kind of got it the way that we wanted it to be to make that artwork, stapled that part, cut the rest of it off. And what's really interesting is there was enough fabric left over from the yardage that we had to create a series of other smaller canvases. So on this particular canvas, when I go to fold the fabric on the other side, I'm really only going to need, gosh, probably another, let's look at the corner here, if you can see. So the fabric right here comes to the end of the canvas, and then I'm going to fold the canvas up. I'm going to need about 3/4 of an inch, and then I'm going to probably need another inch to fold it up like this. So I'm really needing about this much fabric to finish that project. So now that I know exactly what I need, I can either use a rotary cutter or a flat edge, or I can just cut it with scissors, either way. But I'm going to go ahead and trim this little area right here so I know it's right about this little art line here. And then if I want to, I can trim it. And actually, it's probably not a bad idea to grab my little 2.5 inch ruler and a rotary cutter. I mean, what else are you going to do with this little 2.5 inch little buddy here? Well, this makes a really good handy tool. Let's see if we can get it all the way on the cutting mat so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I've trimmed a little piece right here. Now I know right where my line needs to be, and I'm just going to take my rotary ruler, lay it down on the fabric on the inside there, kind of keep it nice and even in a straight line, and then I can cut it with my rotary cutter just to get it trimmed. Right? And I want to give myself enough fabric to finish my project, but also I really want some pieces left over because I might be able to do something really fun with the rest of this fabric, and I don't want to waste it. Definitely love the color. All right, let's finish up our canvas by folding my centerpiece around here to the back of the canvas and just putting a staple in, and then I'm going to turn it around and do the same thing on the other side so we can pull everything taut. Then I'm going to check it on the front to make sure we have everything right where we need it to be. All right, you know what's really fun? So now I have these mandalas at the top, the green at the top, the blue at the bottom, and this orange going right across the top, or I could turn it around. Probably not going to turn it around, but just so you know, you can pretty much decide which way you want it. But that is my beautiful artwork that I'm going to have in my house, and it's really lightweight. It doesn't weigh any much. It's going to be pretty easy to put on the wall. No real special effort. So now I've reached the corner. What I've done in the corner is I've brought, you can see this little miter, this wood miter in the corner. So I brought my staple right up here, almost to the miter, and I brought my other staple right up here, almost to the miter. And what I'm going to do is bring my corner up, just like so, and I'm actually going to put a staple right at the miter, and then I'm going to fold it back, kind of like you would a binding. I'm going to fold it back like so. And you can actually, what upholstery people do is they actually pull and trim out the excess. And I can definitely do that. So you can tighten everything up, pull it into a miter, and then trim off the excess and cover it up. I think I'm just gonna fold it into a miter like so, wrap in the edge, and then give it a nice little staple in the middle, and then if you need to, you can hit it with a staple in the side. So what I've done is pretended it's the tough corner of the binding. But I got that edge right on there, and that's what my corner looks like. So I'm going to continue to do that method for all 4 corners. So here's what my canvas looks like. I'm really excited when I get to move into my studio to be able to put this on the wall. And I did notice here, I've got this little line down the center as best I could. I got most of the wrinkles out of this canvas, but didn't get it all. So it's okay. It's just a canvas. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a little medium heat and get this out if I need to, but not going to put any moisture on it. I don't want it to stretch or anything since I have it nice and taut. So here's my little artwork project. I hope you learned something really cool in this video. Maybe it'll make you look at fabric that you fall in love with just a tiny little bit differently, and you know, maybe give you an opportunity to display some of your beautiful fabric on the wall since we have such a hard time cutting it up. I hope you learned something. If you like the video, you know what to do. Hopefully you'll subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out here at the cabin. And as always, I'm so glad you joined me, and happy art, happy quilting.